Okay, I forgot. Now then, let's see. We're gonna have MRC versus GG for day 2, round 1, game 1. For Simon, it does seem like we're gonna get the first officer and the... Oh, first officer and... Like, if we get the female dancer band, then that's fairly understandable. But first officer is what's more surprising to me. The other two coming out will be... an explorer. An explorer. And well, sorry, my bad, Merc third man. Explorer coming out for our first pick. I mean, in a map like this, it's kind of understandable, especially with area selection mode as well. Unless Sam has a Naiad, then it'll make things a whole lot more different. You can't run wheel on a map like this, not a map like this. But the last band will be an anti-queer, and of course, Hydra with the last pick right here. It really depends. It really depends, because it does seem like they don't want to get the Seer out, but instead we'll be having a Professor Scale in the field. I mean, not getting Seer, I guess that's understandable, but also at the same time, just by looking at this, first officer being banned is what's more surprising to me. Right, but then at the same time you can conclude the saying that, oh yeah, one pocket watch is 7% extra decoding speed buff, even though first officer has 20% a 20% debuff. But like, if you take away 7 from that 20, it's only 13%, so it's like not too bad. And if you use two pocket watches, you only have like a 6% debuff. So for Sam right there, getting the first officer ban simply just means that he doesn't want to get Cypher Rush, and for MRC, their way to counter this is to bring the Explorer out. But finding Explorer will take a little bit more time though. I would argue maybe for Bonbon, you could try put bombs on the field and see if they, you know, and see if they chip the Explorer. But in a situation like this in which Bonbon has short legs, if he does not locate the Explorer properly, the Explorer can simply just crawl his way out without leaving any footprints, and then go to an even further place to confuse Sam even more. I mean, you could argue Hunter's Instinct is a thing, but like, as long as MRC here just do a really weird area selection pick, it's gonna be very hard for Sam to be able to find anyone. Well, to find Explorer, to be exact with you. But the Bonbon first pick against a team like comp like this, it is genuinely speaking very good. Unless Sam gets trapped and gets lured by the Explorer, then I think everything will go downhill from then. Because like, if you think about it right, Sam here can chase after any of the three, but between one of the three there's an Explorer, in which it simply just means, hey, if you can't find me and you want to commit to me, you may end up with a 4-man endgame. And that's a dilemma here, of course, for Sam. But seeing the area spawn picks right here, we will be seeing Patient in Factory, and Explorer is actually going to be close towards Factory. But here's a slight catch. If you're spawning a location like that, Explorer may just be behind Big Rock. Right, because you need to think about it this way, right? Like, the area you go into immediately, is that where Explorer is going to be? Because it's like a 50-50 chance right there. Can Explorer get out is our main question. But anyways, onto the game we go. This is going to be week 2, day 1, match 1, game 1 of first half between MRC versus GG. We'll be having only a forward flywheel and 2 window speed boost alongside with Hydra with Tight Turner. We're going to have Sam running Trunk Part Detention with Blink. And then on to the game we go. Week 2, day 1, match 1, game 1, first half of GG versus Sam. I'm your commentator, Kuroshiro, and it does seem like Xiaodi seems like he's not going to change into small form immediately, but instead we're going to rotate towards Hydra first instead. For Sam right here, his main objective is not to look for the Explorer, but instead wanting to find the forward here first, which is more of a surprise to me. But in a situation like this, there's going to be no chain bomb landing this. Ooh, no, we did get a chain bomb, and that did register. That was a little bit faster than I thought. Is Explorer on the ground just yet? Explorer is not on the ground just yet. Xiaodi was rotating quite a bit early game, but Cinco getting quite a fast hit right there and forced to pull ball. That's over half a ball being pulled right there. But also at the same time, we need to realize the fact as well, we're going to rotate towards Nanako Cypher Machine here. Nanako can potentially become the next chase as well. But seeing how fast the Cypher Machines is going from Nanako's side, I don't think it'll be too bad. Oh no, never mind. The 73% is a Patient Cypher who has tied. But also, Xinghe's trying to rotate as much as possible. But seeing in a situation like this in which you literally run into the bombs Ah, that hurts quite a bit. Xiao Di here is gonna begin. I mean, digging for the page now isn't that much of a bad idea, but also at the same time, you need to consider the fact that you're quite closely towards chair. So not being able to get the page out of that area is not that good at all, because you can't get pages anywhere else unless you dig this area first. Ooh, this is quite bad for both sides. Sinka also has no items left. He may have flywheel, but he has no items left to do any sort of rebound kiting in a situation like this. We're gonna have 3 seconds left until our remote control bomb is out. It does seem like we're gonna go for a full chair rescue here against our forward, but also it just leaves with the fact that, you know, forward first chip first hit was kind of a huge mistake right there. It was kind of a huge mistake right there, especially when like Explorer will be roaming around and rotating around the whole map trying not to get found. But seeing a situation like this, Xiao Di is just basically walking around. He's not running to leave footprints, he's just walking around to give as much denials as possible. But for Simon, if he really wants to find our Explorer here, it may not be the wisest choice considering the fact that you don't have 100 Sing Sings anymore after you open phase 1. Now then, so I'm coming out here looking for Huatsu immediately. We've only got 2.5 Cypher Machines done after the first elimination here. Huatsu will have to be able to stand out here, just so we can get as much done as possible. But also realizing from Sim's side as well, the moment that Explorer gets the page out, Sam can immediately change towards Teleport and look for the Explorer. Because the moment Explorer gets the page out, it'll immediately be integrated towards a Hunter. But seeing Xiao Di is still going to crouch around right here. Ooh, we didn't get any chip, but also Sam is running towards the wrong direction here as of now. Still trying to look for the Explorer here. Explorer, well, to be fair, Xiao Di's skill sets may have dropped down quite a bit since the last time, but him hiding, like it's really his mind game that matters the most. But seeing where Xiao Di is as of now, only with a 37% page there, I would say at the end of the day it isn't too bad. They're only missing 1 full Cypher Machine right now, and that last full Cypher Machine can be decoded by someone else. But Sam. Oh no. This is one of the Explorer's perks. Explorer perks is his trail to disappear 1% faster. This shall they bring full trail disappear, so it's 3.5 seconds faster, I wonder. Huatsu being middle right here is not found. Surprisingly, he's not found by Sam just yet. Well, usually you will be able to hear the breathing sound, but it does seem like Sam's gonna run towards the other side here as of now. Problem here with Xiao Di also at the same time is he needs to finish to pick up the rest of the 13% treasure page, or else he won't be able to like do anything. Genuinely speaking, he won't be able to use his pages anymore. So for Sam right here, you need to have two players nearby. You do need to have 2 players nearby to give as much pressure as possible, just so your Nanako out there, your Professor out there, can get the Cypher Machines done. I mean, Sam probably does realize this as well, considering the fact that there has been no indications of Explorer digging out a page just yet. But in situations like these, in which you're kind of heavily reliant on like the survivors trying to make a huge mistake, it's still going to be a tie game here at the end of the day. But for Sam changing from Blink to Teleport and survivors with max items here, maybe not Nanako, maybe you can try chase after Nanako, but the moment that Sam uses Teleport here, it'll be an immediate page dig up. Like, Patient gets the Cypher towards 50% and Explorer will have his 50% page. We get a Cypher Machine primed, we know where the exit gates are, so this is going to be a huge issue here for Sam right now. If he does not play this right, we may just end up as a 3-man endgame. We really may just end up as a 3-man endgame. But it's still looking more or less as a tie to me. Now then, with the Cypher Machine going slowly up right now, we're going to have a 40% Cypher Machine progress. Nanako trying to take the normal hit right here. He does have Shell Shock, which is nice. Can we see a Shell Shock? We will not be seeing a Shell Shock, we'll be an immediate pop right there from the Explorer as well. Here we go, another instant teleport looking for Huatsu with 2 hooks on his hand. He should be able to play inside Shack for a little bit of a time, but is Dungeon nearby? Dungeon is nearby, but Huatsu doesn't have any window speed boost, nor does he have any flywheel. In a situation like this, it's really dependent on how many hooks he can use in a situation like this. 1 hook towards Shack isn't that much of a bad idea, but also at the same time, he doesn't need to, well, I mean, he can probably, it's okay for him to take like 2 chips because the other chip will be a remote control bomb chip, which isn't too bad. But the gates are it's barely started. It has barely been started. It's going at 60%, 70%, 80%. We did get the managed half chip health right there, so at least for Storm right there, he only needs a normal hit down. But for Watson right here, he wants to rush towards the dungeon with no flywheel. Can we bait this out? Can we bait this out? We got a chip right there, though. We got a chip. Watson hit the wall. Wait, he got. Oh no! Wait. Oh no, that rebounded the wall. Moving on towards second half. Okay, now then, moving on towards second half, we see Xiaocheng coming. Oh, Xiaocheng's wanting Seer and Barmaid first, which is understandable. Yeah, in a map like this, it's highly understandable. Seer and Barmaid first 2 pans. But we're gonna have the Acrobat and the Professor coming out. Ooh, if we're gonna have the Professor coming out, then for Xiaocheng's Hunter pool, it's most likely going to be Anne. Because Xiaocheng really doesn't have much. Xiaocheng has Clerk. He also has Dreamwatch and Anne. Well, Night Watch as well, but in a map like this, I wouldn't really run Night Watch. If you just look at the team comp here as well, you have an Antiquarian who gets hard counters Night Watch, and you also have an Acrobat. But you may wonder, hey, does an Acrobat actually get countered by Night Watch? Yes, but not in a map like this, in which all of the containment areas are so closely towards each other, which is basically one ball. Next transition area, next containment area. But for the survivors here, we're going to be seeing 4 for the last pick and Gamekeeper for the last ban. If we ban Gamekeeper, then it's an angle in my opinion. This definitely has to be an angle. But if we're really going to run an angle, probably an Excitement would do better. I would say Excitement would do better than a Blink in a situation like this, because like if Acrobat throws red ball out, you can at least Excitement the red ball and get your immediate hit in, or even just the Antiquarian who can sweep you during mid jump, right? If your cat radius isn't enough for the stun, considering the fact that her Antiquarian's hitbox is quite big as well, to be honest with you. So there is that mini problem there with Xiaocheng, but also at the same time maybe getting Dreamwitch out here, like just if Xiaocheng here plays his main, I'd say there's a huge chance for him to get a tie anyways. Dreamwitch in a map like this isn't hard to tie, especially with Xiaocheng's skill level as Dreamwitch. But it does seem like we're gonna play it safe without adding a situation like this. So with Anne-wise, I would say just Excitement your way through it. I would genuinely say just Excitement your way through. But if you want Blink also will work. But just make sure we bring Trump card or something, or well, no Trump card. Maybe Insolence, Detention, Blink. If you're gonna run Blink. But of course, if you're gonna run Excitement, it's better for you to go Trump card, Detention, with Max Path Breaking for Excitement. If you're gonna use Excitement first, because at least for Blink you can guarantee a 1-man elimination. But for Xiaocheng right here, he wants a tie, which is the main reason he got the Anne out. The only reason we get Anne out is for the tie. No more, no less. No more, no less. But anyways, onto area selection we go. Let's see where the survivors will spawn right here. Probably what would be best is for Fulan to spawn near 2-story settings, just so you know he can play around a little bit more with the windows and such, mind gaming and all. But let's see, we're gonna have Xiaocheng spawning by Moon Gate. Antiquarian will be very closely towards Factory Gate. Acrobat will be near. There's 2 big rocks actually. Never mind. Professor will be near Sandbag Ruins, and then we're gonna have the forward in middle. With an area spawn like that, I guess it's really 3 choose 1. But also at the same time, we probably do realize as well from Xiaocheng's side, he most likely will be bringing a trump card here, considering how he's. Oh no, he didn't. Then maybe a cipher lock is possible, but we're gonna go top down with confined space. Confined space. Ew. I wouldn't run confined space in a map like this unless it's Sandbag Ruins, let's say, unless it's Sandbag Ruins. But anyways, this is going to be week 2, day 1, match 1, game 1, second half of MRC versus GG. We're going to have Acro and forward with the tie turner. Now then, let's see, Xiaocheng spawning out right here. We'll be seeing Kuta immediately in the middle, trying to give as much info as possible as to where the Ant is. But for Xiaocheng right here, probably, I would say if you can force a forward out from some balls, it may not be that much of a bad decision. But chasing forward first is a really bad decision, especially when you have excitement in a situation like this. For Ant right now, we do see the well, it's not impulsive, it's more tolerance, but we did manage to get a cat right there. That's an immediate first jump. We have the vault over that one, but can Kuta pull the ball right here? He cannot pull the ball right here because the timing is not enough. You don't have enough time to pull a ball right there. But Kuta still has a full ball though, so it doesn't really matter in a situation like that. For Kuta, all he needs to do is pull 1/4 of a ball the moment Ant gets the cat out. The moment Ant gets the cat out, he pulls 1/4 of a ball, and that's really all what he needs to do. The moment the first jump, we need to pull, we need to pull, we need to pull. Putting around a third of, well, that's not a third, that's a quarter. Yeah, that's a quarter of a ball right there just to get towards the window. But like, this is going to be a long window area, so there's not much you can do in situations like that. The cat did manage to land on towards the forward though. If Ant did not jump here, which is very nicely done, but Kuta realizing this as well will immediately pull the rest of his balls. Ooh, sadly there's no blink. Sadly there's no blink. If there's blink, it'll be immediate dead, but Kuta was not looking back. Ah, well, that is not that much a good idea right here. Right now, it's a tie game for An. No matter how you see it right now, it's a tie game for An. Fulan will be forced out of his cipher just so he won't be forced to rescue here immediately. Which means the only one with tie turner right now is 18. So Fulan has to pull away from an area like this immediately unless they want to sell. If they do decide to sell to go for a 3-1 endgame similar to last game against with MRC survivors right here, we may just end up here a little bit more different than I thought it would be. But of course Fulan, wait, we got a cat in a little bit early, didn't we? Well, you know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We did jump out, but also PB shot is in from the other side. Ooh, it's a bit unfortunate. There isn't a blink. It's very unfortunate there isn't a blink, but if that's the case, then we need to chase after PP shot endgame. Chasing after PP shot endgame is going to be our main play right here. That's going to be a small mini shell shock right there, but Fulan coming in with that rescue. Ooh, can we, is An gonna get the excitement out? I don't think we're gonna get the excitement out unless we manage to land a cat on towards the forward. I think that's the main goal right here. Pull the cat back right there. Ooh, we got a double stunning a situation like that, but also PP shot got stunned at the same time, so for Shelter right here, he can't use the excitement. He has to save excitement. No matter what happens, he needs to save excitement. Get the cat out, get it on an Aquarian, and then explode it. Oh no, we're not exploding it. That's also fine. That's also fine. That's also fine. Okay, we're missing one hit onto max presence. We're missing one hit onto max presence. The next best chase right here will be Fulang. The next best chase here will be Fulang, considering it is an An versus a professor, in which professor can't use any items at all. But if Xiao San really wants to, we can go back to look for PB Xiao right here. He can 2 chase after 1. As long as MRC Xiao San here doesn't use his excitement, everything is good for endgame. Everything is genuinely speaking good for endgame. But ooh, the cat. Ooh, we didn't manage to get anything on the cat. That's going to be an 11-second disarm right there. But with PB Xiao side as of now, it does seem like he's only around 2 flutes left to use, 2 disarms left to use on his disposal, sorry for the bad English. And anyways, the first jump coming in right here and will be forced to fall. That's still not a max presence just yet, which is a little bit unfortunate, because if we do decide to change targets here, Xiao Teng wants to go for the professor. But also we see that Acrobat is currently decoding sandbag gates, sandbag cipher as well. Fulan trying to rotate towards the second biggest rock. Second biggest rock, Lamar. That's gonna be the first jump. The cat should be able to land. We have a cross, we have a cross, we have a cross, we have a cross, we have a cross. But the cipher machine is primed right now. It's primed, but it's max presence. It's primed, but it's max presence. Oh, okay. Okay, it's still not too bad. Dungeon is in middle, it's still not too bad. Xiao Teng should be able to get the win right here. He should be able to get the win right here. I think as long as he forces like the... Oh, wait, that's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. We're gonna get the cat back here, which isn't too bad. Oh, we're still playing mind games. We need to wait for the next hat. No matter what happens here, you need to wait for the next hat. But I'm gonna come out here. Excitement did come out a little bit too early, though. The flywheel! Fulan! No pallet stun. No pallet stun, but the cat comes out. And the dungeon! Oh my god, the excitement came out too early. Moving on. Wow.